Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. I'm Stephen Cronin. This is another watercolour painting demonstration. This sort of woodland path there, done from a photograph. I'll show you the photograph in a second. First, just a quick mention, anyone who's been kind enough to buy my book on Amazon, if you haven't done so already, if you could just do a quick review, only a couple of sentences, and just give a rating, it helped me out a lot. So thanks in anticipation of that. So let's have a quick look at the photograph. So we've got a simple reference photograph to use. Nice little woodland scene, path snaking its way through the landscape. So let's have a quick look at the materials before I start. Palette, same colours in the same order all the time. Down, starting on the left hand side, I've got ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. Main brush is the large Ron Ranson Hake. Also use a couple of riggers, number 3 and a smaller one, and sometimes use a flat brush, and I'm using 15x11 cold pressed £130 Fabriano. So one quick last look at the photograph and I'll get cracking. So I'm going to start off with a big Hake brush, not too much water, just enough to wet it all over, stop it doing all crinkly. And then I'll just take a bit of raw sienna, just for some background colour really. Put that in, clean the brush, take the excess up on the tea towel. I'm doing into a bit of ultramarine. I can just about see some blue sky between the trees, especially up the top there. Just pop some of that in. Down there as well, reflect some of that colour in the ground. I'm just soaking up where the bits are dripping down the page, where the paint's. But the quickest way of stopping that is just give it a quick rinse. There's some trees I can see right at the back, so I'm going to leave the same colours on the brush and just go into a little bit of lemon yellow as well. So we've got some green leaning towards blue. Blue helps push the things right back into the distance. The trees are somewhere up there. It's quite a high horizon line, and I'll leave it the same as the photograph. I'm just doing quick strokes with the brush, and then just changing it slightly, varying the colour. A little bit higher, that one. Just try to go right at the top there. Down there. The ultramarine. I'm trying not to go over what I've already painted. That way it keeps these strokes fresh. It's a little bit darker on this side, maybe a bit more Payne's grey. Just dark, some deep shadows down there. And I can just see a few trunks. I'm just using my fingernail, and because I put the paint on quite thick, if you put it on a bit watery you'll have to wait for it to dry a little bit, otherwise this will just fill back in. I'm just popping, still just about wet enough. These are a bit of shadow on this side as well. So I'm just adding a bit of Payne's grey to the mix. Just that little chunk in there. So I'm going to clean the brush now. I'm just some lighter greens now, so I'm just going into lemon yellow. And this is like the bracken thing just in front of these. push that down. That's where the path is going to start. Touch of blue in there just to vary it slightly. Clean the brush. I want to get back to a lighter green. So I'm back. Bit of raw sienna in there as well, just to vary it slightly. So over there. I've just caught that crimson there. Just, oh, I don't want to get too mad. Just for a slight bit of variation, just put a bit of crimson in there. Pushing this up to where the path's going to be. Just come out from there. Trying to do it as few strokes as possible. Keep it fresh looking. Just a bit of burnt umber there, just to get a bit of good light red. Just really, I don't want to get too balmy with that. I'm going to get the rest of the path in first before I start. Well, I've done it now, so just brushed in some of this mud section. Just a touch of ultramarine there, just to darken it slightly. Let's pull this paper. Just make sure it's flat against the board. And give that a quick drop. And just see some slightly closer trees there. I might start off, let's put the trunks in first. I'm switching to the number 3 rigger. I'm just getting a bit of brown, a bit of blue. There's a few of these around here. Sort of get the main trunk in, and then when there's very little on the brush, I can just go mad then with the twigs and branches, just whack them all in on that, so fiddling around with each individual one. Some slightly smaller ones further back. Pop a little bit of foliage on those. To do that, I'm just squeezing the water with thumb and forefinger out of the brush, scuffing it up on the tea towel as I'm drying the rest of it. Then I'm going to give it a bit of lemon yellow, a bit of foliage on, a bit on there as well. Giving there like just one dab in the ultramarine, back into that lemon yellow, bit of Payne's grey. And then underneath those trees there's some darker bushes. More darker still around there. Right, let's move closer down to the foreground. So I'm looking a whole load of trees now on the left hand side, so let's pop those in. Back to the rigger brush. I'm doing brown and blue. Now these ones I'm pressing a bit thicker, see I'm pressing down on the brush to get a broader stroke because the trees are closer to us. Back into that mix, bit of brown, bit of blue. There's another one there. And let's go over that way. This one's cutting across. And there's a whole load of trees on this left hand side. Let's pop a few in. Big one down there. Just extend that there. A few twigs and branches coming off it. Back into this mix, brown, blue, pop something over there. I'm just working these twigs and branches. Some down the bottom, a few things scattered about. Some down there. Bit little paint on the brush, so I know I can just go all over, and I'm not going to do too much damage if I'm doing it in the wrong place. Right, let's get back to this rigger brush, squeeze the water out. Get the rest of the water out on there, tea towel. Back into that lemon yellow. Yellow, more foliage. We'll start off with the light, and then I want to differentiate this from these trees a little bit further back. So let's get a little bit darker in front of there. I need a bit of ultramarine. Just bring these forward and push those ones further back. Just lemon yellow, ultramarine, and darker clear. That's enough there, I think. Stick a bit of lemon yellow. Just popping some down the base of these trees. Right then. Now we've got, that's what I want to do, I should have done this before actually. Just blend this path in with a touch. Just a touch of light red and blue. So what I'm going to do next, some big trees now on this right hand side. So just debate me to use the Hake or the rigger brush. Let's try the rigger first and see how we go. So number 3 rigger. Brown, blue, just starting off somewhere like that. It'll take quite a lot of reloading. We've got one there, there's another one there. Twigs and things in there. Just get those bases a bit thicker, I think. That one as well. This one's up, just doing something like that. And we've got another one just to the left of that. Just to the left, it's coming over there like that, and it's just getting behind that one then. Something like that. A bit broader at the base. The big one down on the right hand side, like most of the few. There's several on this side. It's giving up. Just pushing down at the base just to broaden the stroke, and then just popping a few little tweaks and things. Notice there's a big branch coming off one of them. I'm not pulling off this one, that's coming all the way in there, something like that. Flick, a few flicks here and there. That's going to come out somewhere, something like that. Right. In front of there, it's quite dark, shadowy around here, so let's clean the brush. And now I want some really strong, with light red, burnt umber. Let's push this in. Brown, bit of ultramarine. Quick dry. Push these over. And we'll just push it right up to the path's edge. And what I might do is again, actually just push that down there like that. Take a Just blend that in a little bit. Dry. Should be a little bit higher. Right, I think it's time for shadows now. As usual, there's no shadows in the reference photo, just to make it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to make them up. And I'm trying to think what would be the most dramatic. I think sort of come in this direction, so let's cast individual shadows from these trees. So the first thing I'll do is mix up a shadow mix. Not too much water. I want them to show up fairly well, but not too strong. Looking for that happy medium, so I'm just going burnt umber, light red and ultramarine. I'm looking for just sort of a bluey grey type of colour. And ideally enough on the brush, try and get as much in as possible in just one application without having to keep remixing. So the shadows, I'm sort of coming across this sort of way, so let's across there. The shadow, just darken it a little bit first. Another shadow across there. Another shadow across there like that. And another one across there, and then sort of big across there. A few darks around there. Darks around there. Just looking in the reference photo where I can just pick out a few more darks. I think I'll leave it at that for the 2 max. Give that a quick dry. Quite happy with this, I want that a little bit darker. So I'm just going to get a dry brush. Lemon yellow, a bit of Payne's grey. A few little darks in there. A little bit darker dark as well. Alright, let's get a figure in. What I want is get the number 3 rigger out. Thinking something too much. I'm going with a smaller brush. Smaller brush. Another leg there. And just in front of him, a little dog. Shadows, same direction. He's a little man. Three little birds in the sky. And then last but not least, pop your name in the corner. Don't forget to sign it. And I'm going to pull that one down. So let's stick the mount on, see what it looks like. So here's the paint in the mount. So if we compare it to the photograph, I haven't really changed a lot with the composition. Just try to brighten the scene up a little more. So I've started off with the sky, you can just see between the trees there. And then the next thing to put up with these trees in the background. So these were put in using a fairly dry brush. Same colour, like a sort of bluey green, just to try and push it far back. And you can see just where I've sort of scraped just here and there with a fingernail to suggest like where the light's catching the tree trunks in the distant trees. So then we're coming into this, coming forward a bit, got these grassy areas there either side of the path, the distant path. So here I've just introduced lemon yellow and then just little variations with a bit of ultramarine here and there, try and keep it interesting. Then you've got these massive big trees on the left hand side. So just use a dark mix of ultramarine and burnt umber, and just use the number 3 rigger and then a bit of dry brushwork to put all the trees and the foliage in. They were various mixes, lemon yellow to start off with, then a bit of ultramarine, might have been a touch of Payne's grey in there for the really dark ones. And then further forward it's still got these big trees on the right hand side of the path. Again, recently I've used the Hake, but I've started using the rigger. I just think they look a little bit more realistic with the rigger brush, but it does take a lot of reloading of the brush. Just remember to press down to get a broad stroke, and again use the same mix, ultramarine and burnt umber. And then we've got these sort of muddy sections down there and a bit over there, either side of the foreground path. So it was a great chance to use a bit of light red, a bit of burnt umber in there as well, just to push it down either side of the path. There's no shadows as such in the photograph, or rather nothing very dramatic. So I thought I'd come from the left and cast a few shadows there from these trees, straight across the path there. And then there's no figure in the photograph, but just thought I'd pop our little man and the dog in there. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching. This painting will be in my eBay shop. As always, books available on Amazon. There's over 100 other videos exclusive to my Patreon page if you want to take a look at those. So thanks for watching. Keep practicing. Any questions please ask, and I'll see you again soon.